Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk about roper knives. So before we start, I want you to pause the video if you need to. Go get you a nice hot cup of coffee or a cold drink or whatever your beverage of choice is. Kick your feet back and just relax. This is going to be perhaps a little bit of a long one. Things are definitely going to get Western. And this is kind of a request from my friend and yours, Jersey Knife Guy. I was watching Thrifty Kniffy did his Roper Stockman review today, and then Pete pulled out his three Stockmans and he went over that and was talking about some of their features. And I, of course, had to send Pete a message and said, well, dang, you guys are going to make me pull out all my Ropers, aren't you? And he said, do it. And as I said in my message to him, your wish is my command, Pete. Here I am, and let's talk about Roper knives. Now, I'm going to show you all the Ropers that I currently own. I'm also going to show some knives that are not Roper knives at all. That's because we're going to be talking about square joints. Square joints are another name for half stops. So we're going to kind of go over that, and I have some good examples where you can actually see what we're talking about, what makes a half stop, and if there's not one, kind of things to look for. Also, things that can fool you because there's some that look like half stops that may not have half stops in them. But we'll show you what I think. We'll show you what I got. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun episode. I hope you guys stay tuned. I'm gonna move this knife a little bit closer up here to the gruesome trio for Halloween, because we're going to need some room on this board because it's going to get crowded. So let's talk about square joints, half stops. The best example I have of a half stop is on this beautiful Taylor Eyewitness, gifted to me from Papa Bear himself, Patty. I just still love this knife. But if you look here at the end of the blade, it is squared off. So this is going to give you a proper half stop. So when it goes in there, and this is a strong half stop, because you saw that was a full 90 degree, and you can see the 90 degree that's on the end of the blade here. So as this goes through, that snaps into place like a bank vault, and it is going to stay. And this is a very strong pull on this one. This is probably my best example of what a half stop should look like. Here, we'll put it in there. You hear that? We'll do it again. Now that's better than any bink you ever heard, right, Pete? Let's get it to go on down all the way. How's that? Guillotine style. This thing will chew you up if you aren't careful. Beautiful knife. Love this Barlow. Absolutely fantastic. And the best example I have. So now let's look at one that's a little more recessed. And this is in the Rough Rider Reserve Barlow, which I like this Barlow too. It's really nice. But I don't know if you can see down in there, but you see how the end is really nice and 90 degrees. There you go. There you go. So not so much of a snap, but it still gets in there really nice. Another one that does not have them, we'll look at my Moormaker Trapper, because you can see down in there really well, and you see how the ends are rounded inside there. So there are no half stops, and your blade is going to go all the way around. Still nice walk and talk, still nice snap. It's just rounded, that's all. One more I'll show you, and this is one that is a Rough Rider. This is the Red Pickbone Copperhead, my first Copperhead. Still one of my favorite knives, and we're not really seeing down in there, but it has a pretty good half stop to it. And that, I think that's what Pete was looking for, is that lock up there. And if it doesn't have it, then like on these Stockman, he's thinking it's not, or it was a lazy half stop. And I think some of it is that on these knives, and I'm going to show you my Roper Ash Viper, when you look down in there and you see those, they do look like they are just circular. There is no half stop there. That's just rounded. So when you pull it up, naturally it kind of stops there, but it's not, you know, really so like it kind of eases over. But I think it's defeating the spring tension here, and so it gets into this kind of place where the spring's not all the way in place, your blade's, you know, not all the way in place either, because it's having to go back around. So like here, the spring is flat, and then as you see, it's out of place, and then it's going to come back into place when the blade is all the way down. So you're in that middle ground where everything's kind of in flux. But we'll start with this one. Let me move this beautiful display tin. I do have the knives that came in this Roper Knives tin, and they still make these. You know, so if you search for the ABKT website, I think they were selling these also through Smoky Mountain Knife Works and stuff. I think they still have them. The holidays are coming, so I'd imagine they're going to have them again. And it looks like the new Remington knives that are coming out, that they have that similar tin set and a couple of similar knives. So they may be using the same facilities, which is, you know, good, because these are good quality knives. Let's look at the construction on this guy. Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap there. But again, like Thrifty said, this is a $20 knife, and look how nice the back springs are on that. You know, you don't have a whole lot of, you know, gaps and play and stuff. This is the dark colored, you know, Viper saw cut bone. You got the little rope rings on the bolsters. 1065 carbon steel. Just absolutely gorgeous knives. I really am a big fan of these guys. We'll leave it out. What the heck? We'll look at the other blades real quick. You'll have your sheep's foot and your spay blade. This is a full-size knife, plenty of room, full-size handle. You know, this is your large Stockman pattern, and just absolutely great. We'll kind of go through the Stockmans first. This is the Stockman that was in that little gift tin, and this was the yellow synthetic. So I have all of the yellow synthetic knives that they have. This is their creamy yellow Delrin, and this one is a medium Stockman that has this really nice Turkish style clip point, and of course the same blades. You get the sheep's foot, and I don't remember if this was a pen or a spay. It's a little spay. Yeah, so really nice knife, nice serpentine frame. You know, again, fit and finish on these knives. I am so happy with Roper knives, and you guys know that I've been talking about them for a long time. We'll put that guy over there. I have two from their Chaparral series. So this is the red bone, which I really like. Same blade set as the yellow Delrin model or synthetic, but just, you know, really great knives. These are your nice little medium Stockmans. You can't say enough about them, and you can't have the red bone without also having the green bone. I really love this green. It's so nice and dark, just really pleasing. Same blade set. All three of these have the same knives exactly inside, same blades anyways. Of course, what also came with that little gift set was this small lockback. So it has a lanyard hole, and it has the little roper on the blade. Just a really nice little knife. I really like small lockbacks. I think you guys do too. Just a really perfect, capable little knife, one that's good for anything. I also had bought separately this little yellow trapper. This is a mini trapper size, so you get the spay blade. This is a 3.5-inch frame. So, and you get your clip point. And I like mini trappers. They are great pocket droppers, fantastic little work knives, and they're just fun. I like them. I guess it wouldn't be the same if I didn't get a full-size trapper out here, and you've seen this one plenty of times. This is the Laredo stag bone, so you get this nice piece of wood, heavily grained there. I forget which species of wood it is. You get a nice little chunk of stag. You get the little spacer there. Just a really fine knife. Again, look at your gapping on the back. Everything fit and finish is really nice on these guys. And this one doesn't have the strongest pull, but that's okay. It is just a wonderful size knife. Fits in the hand well. And you guys know I like trappers, so I'm not gonna apologize for that one at all. And of course, the one that started it all. This was my first roper knife. It was this little Pecos, and I just love this little guy. I fouled it. Did it again. Come on, let's get it to go. There we go. I knew I could get it right. Still one of my favorite knives. In fact, I was thinking about that today. Should I make a video of my favorite knives? I was like, will anybody be shocked when I pull this knife out? They're gonna be like, no, not that one. We've talked about this knife many times. He's been on many videos. Still love that knife. He's great. But my latest roper knife, which I was going to make a video about him separately, and I still might, but I got a gift from Zen, and Zen Ali, he sent me this, and I couldn't be happier with it. He sent me a roper knife I did not have, one that I had listened to some people tell me that they thought it was too small after they had got it, and so I kind of was hesitant to purchase one. I have to tell you that I really wish I would have just purchased one, and maybe not listen to those comments. But this is the Roper Muskrat. Look at that beautiful micarta. It is absolutely gorgeous. The two-tone micarta. You got the dark here, the tan here, the Roper shield. Here's your pile side. Again, fit and finish. Really happy about these. And I really do like the Muskrat pattern. I'm a fan of clip point knives. And the Muskrat has two of them, so that definitely makes it better. We'll get the other one out here. But this pattern, not seen too much anymore. This is, probably not the most popular pattern, but one that if you watched Tobias, he had a video a year or two ago about the knives that the trappers really carried, and this is an example of what they actually really carried. They would use one knife until it was dull, and then they had the other knife that they either kept it in reserve or for other tasks, or this took over once the main blade needed to be resharpened so they could continue doing their work. They're just, 1065 carbon blades. This is just absolutely a gorgeous knife. It fits in the hand really well. I really like it. It's really, I think, about the same frame as this large Stockman. So you can see that, as far as your width and length, it's right there. So I don't think it's too small of a knife, and one that definitely If you like muskrats, this is an excellent pattern. I was talking with some people when I tried the muskrat pattern earlier this year with a Rough Rider. So I only have one other muskrat and I have one moose. And the muskrat, I like it because when it's in my pocket, since I have two clip blades, usually when I carry a multi-bladed tool like the Stockman's, a lot of times I will use either the main clip or I'll use the spay blade, because the spay blade I find really easy for, you know, opening packages and doing all that kind of stuff. And I use the main clip point for all my other cutting tasks. I don't use a sheep's foot as much, although that's changing. I'm trying to use those blades a little more when I have a Stockman, when I'm actually carrying one. So be that as it may, the thing about it is it doesn't matter which end is up in my pocket because I have a clip point on each end. So I'll be able to pull out a full-size blade regardless of the orientation of the knife, which I find to be very handy. It's just something that I have found, but something that maybe somebody else would not prefer to do that. Let's see here, what's it got on the tank stamp? It's the carbon, gives you the model number and the PRC. So yeah, I love these Roper knives. I probably always will. If you like Roper knives, be sure to use my discount code. I have a discount code for the ABKT website. It's in the description box, but I'll tell you, just use code RJS and that will get you 20% off anything at their website. And that's a deal I got with Roper because I just, you know, told them I was a big fan and was there something they could do for people that watch my channel. And so they said, yeah, we got a deal for you. And that's where we're at. One more Roper, I'm sorry. Not my final Roper, but this is the Buffalo Warrior. Yeah, I forgot I have this modern one. I had it over to the side with the other square joint and non-square joint knives. But yeah, this is one of their more modern knives, but absolutely great action. Love this blade, love this knife. This knife is one of my favorites as well. Great action on it, if I can get it past the lock bar. But yeah, this is another one that definitely one of my favorite knives. I really enjoy this guy. I really think that ABKT will have something that you will be interested in, whether it's a traditional knife, a more modern knife. They have a multi-tool that I have yet to purchase. I'm going to try to get a hold of one of those so I can try it out and see how it does. It's a really interesting tool made more for mending fences. So it has some wrenches and stuff on it as well. But yeah, I think they do a great job. I really do. I think that for what you're paying for their knives, it'll be worth it to you. That's for sure. Try one out. Let me know. I know a lot of you guys have bought Roper knives on my recommendations, but let me know which ones you have. Let me know which ones you love. This is kind of what it's all about. You know, sorry that this is a long one, but hey, I told you to get that cup of coffee or drink before we started. I warned you. Hopefully things have gotten just Western enough for you to see all these knives, because like their motto is, there's a little cowboy in all of us, and I'd like to think that that's true. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you real soon. Talk to you later.